नहीं लेकिन वाइफ
Oh, we're live.
perfect.
That means that Rohan will hear us backstage. And
Once again, just keep
well,
your eyes on
watching
the
the day
vehicle
test
for any
is
further
going about.
instructions. It
It's
is
going to
security
be one big
personnel.
day for
Let
India
you
because
know
Ravindra Jadeja and
to
Rishabh
get
Pant
through
on the crease.
the turn
Can
12
they
area.
turn the tide for Team
And of course,
India?
once you do
At this
run out of
point, the
security
ball is
checkpoints, just get
30
your tickets
over the
already with
pole.
the barcodes facing up
The
for
sun
us.
is out, so it's going to be
Standing
comparatively
on through
easier
the
to battle
turnstiles.
compared to
Those
the
groups
conditions
still
that we
making
had
their
yesterday.
way
But what are your
through the
expectations
gate
on the
2.
two battles that we have on the three station?
I think I've
The
tweeted while we were
12
coming here
machine here gate
that
2.
I was
I didn't
there.
see it.
I was there in Birmingham
Uh-huh.
when Rishabh scored that 146, and he was
Gate 2.
playing James Anderson like any university bowler. I'm here in Melbourne, so my expectation is another big knock from Rishabh Pant. Can't give you precisely see currently on form. I'm saying completely on form. Rishabh Pant and Ravindra Jadeja have been the most consistent performers with the bat for India in Test matches in recent times. So you have two more batters. You have taken Nitish Kumar Reddy. You have gone for Washington Sundar. They have to perform. The selectors and the captain and the team management, guys, the voice that you can hear behind is the gates have been opened just now. In fact, the moment we went live, the gates have been opened and people have been coming in. Before we dive right into the game and analyze more, I think, Gagi, my first question is: we have been here on the 25th, sorry, 26th, on the 27th, but today the crowd is a little less considering the fact that it's a weekend.
I think yes, compared to we've been here every day at
Extremely
8:20 or 9,
Yeah.
every single day, and
Gate
compared to
2 right
those
now, just
times
the
that we've
majority of
been
the
here, the
traffic
only
coming through the
turnout
one
we've
left and
seen so
sharp right
far
hand side.
at this time at 9 a.m.
Once again, just keep
In
your eyes
Melbourne
up
is,
you, our
I
security
think the
personnel
crowd
getting
will
through the
start to pour in
turnstiles
a
as soon
little
as
bit
they
more when
can.
it's 9:30, somewhere around when the game starts. 10:20, is it? If I'm not
10:30,
10:20,
10:30, 10:30.
Okay, group 2 gates
around
today, all
10:30.
members will access into the
But
reserve
yes,
through what's going
the
to be
crowd is a
a
little less than what we
busy
have seen,
day
and
ahead.
much less
As always, it's a
vibes
long
going
day,
on
so make
because
sure you stay
yesterday
hydrated.
yesterday and day
Visit
before
the
as well we
reserve
saw
for free flight
lots of
sunscreen, any
drones,
additional
elephants,
Yeah.
people
sun
on the hills
protection, maybe
messing
you
with
have to do have
batting
our
with
MCC
gigantic bats and
merchandise
all of that.
available
Today
from that
there's a
X2
different
as
topic,
well, always
but
worth checking out.
what does that have to do? I think no, it's Saturday, right?
That's exactly what I'm
It's
saying.
Saturday. I thought it would be a weekday because I have no concept of time.
If
But
you do have any
anyway,
dining
Yeah, we have
reservations,
lost
they
track
can
of
diverge over
time thanks
from
to,
yeah.
I
11:30.
think,
That leaves me
first
pretty
of all, we are
much
working in
all
two
the
time
residents to
zones, so
come
it's a
through.
little
Most opening
confusing,
from
right? The
11:30.
other thing,
You can
Gargi, of
collect
course,
your reserved
is
seats
the fact
tickets
that
prior to
there's an
advancing when
MCG of
boarding.
members
Up to 12:30
breakfast
to
is available
15,
as
there's
well.
the members
So
dining
could
room
be
located on
that
level
could
2.
be one more
All
reason
service
probably
seats will be
today
waiting for you
people
there.
have gone.
That's if you
Yes.
have a
I need to
pre-organised
always
dining
ask
room
you,
booking in
but
Visit
please
My
tell me
Shirley or
the
the members
retirement
dining
first.
room, you
Virat was
can collect
see
your reserved seat
retirement
ticket
is completely in
prior
their
to the transfer
hands.
is opening. If you head up
Retirement
there
is
after
completely in their
11:50,
hands.
you
That
simply
said,
collect your
if
reserved
someone
seat
is not performing
from
in
that
school and
allocated
they
dining
need to go
space.
at home, you don't have to wait for someone to take a retirement to take them off and hotspot. That seems to be how it's working
Once
out
again,
right now.
summer cricket is taking
And I think that's
over
due to
Tower
having
6 today. There are plenty of
virtual mining
activities from now
consistently
until
and
first ball
which
today.
is the
Make sure you
captaincy
check it out.
game.
Visit Tower
And
6 on
yeah, I
level
think
1. There is face
today
painting,
also
colouring in,
before my
entertainment,
going
bidding
live,
specials, giveaways, and more. Once
maybe
again, that is
but anyway, what I was
open
saying
down
was
Tower 6
this is a
until
mega
the first
big
ball.
game for Rohit Sharma. Even if he does play well, I think one innings does not change the last
If
15
you
to
are planning
20
to head
years
up
that
to
we've
level
seen
2
where
and 3
Rohit
today,
Sharma
you
has
must be a
only
full
gone
or
past
restricted
the
member or
six
visiting
height
visitor
height.
that holds a long room or balcony
So I
pass.
think,
And there are
the
tickets
difficult
being
part
handed
is
out on levels 2 and 3 only
to
today. Once
predict
again,
who will
levels 2
retire
and 3
first
tickets
almost
will be
seems
handed
like
out
you are
on levels
insulting
2 and 3
people,
only
I mean,
until first
insulting
ball kickoff
players
in
of the
today's
stature
test.
of Rohit and too much
1 second.
background noise.
Yes. Let's try and fix this out.
Can you hear, Rohan? Is it clear? Rohan, if you can text if it's clear.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, okay.
This
Um,
is the
okay. This looks very weird. Can we just get the mic?
Yeah, yeah. You continue with the mic. I'll get the other one as well, and you can
Yeah,
talk.
perfect, perfect.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh, I think talking about somebody's retirement and deciding on somebody's behalf is actually extremely poor from us. But of course, the team management has to speak to Rohit Sharma, and I'm more way more concerned about the captaincy part because you see, yesterday I think Pat Cummins was the best example of how a captaincy can change the game. With bringing in Scott Poland, the moment there was this run out because he knew that that confusion will eat into any batter, be it Virat, be it it could have been anyone. But the moment there is a confusion like that, it of course haunts the batter, the next over, the very next over. And that's when Pat Cummins brought in Scott Boland and that beautiful channel. And I think that is where the captaincy has been pretty lackluster. I will go into the batting later on. I think the bigger problem, honestly, is the captaincy.
yeah. 100%. I think that's where all of us are sort of worried as Indian fans. You have to be worried about it because you can't have a captain who looks very tentative on the field, who looks unsure. There are times when he's incredibly frustrated on the field, which we understand it happens. There have been a lot of hits and misses on the field. There have been a lot of mistakes, and the bowling hasn't been as penetrative as we would have thought. But that's where a captain steps in and changes the game for a team. I think that's what we've been lacking from Rohit Sharma, and I can't keep, I can't help myself from comparing, not comparing, but looking back on the times where we've seen a very, very strong test side from India. And right now, when I
Under
look,
Virat Kohli,
yes, under
we used to look like a
a completely different India under Virat Kohli, and I know comparison is.
guys. Comment करो सुनाई दे रहा है कि नहीं?
I think they can hear us, but yes,
Hmm.
what I was trying to say was, I don't like comparing, but at the
ये
same time,
कंपैरिजन तो जायज है यार.
chalo, theek hai, then I will compare. But
Hmm.
because we saw what India can do, what the potential India has under Virat Kohli, it just seems like a waste of talent at this point.
Yeah, I think, I mean, the main factor here is you're A, not performing with the bat. B, a lot of people are saying that you have gotten Nitish Reddy in place of Shubman Gill. But do you think because Rohit Sharma is the captain and of course you can't drop him, that's why you got him, you sacrificed Shubman Gill, keep him in the team? Nitish would still make it as an all-rounder. He's not competing with Shubman Gill, right?
Yeah.
And some of the decisions have been baffling. Like I think yesterday in the Bengali live also, I was asking if Nitish Kumar Reddy is there as an all-rounder, then why has he bowled 5 overs? And if he is there only as a batter, are you telling me that Nitish Kumar Reddy is a better batter than Shubman Gill?
It's honestly, like you said, a very, very baffling decision because right now I can't put my finger of why this is happening. We had Abhishek Nair in the press conference. There were questions asked about why Shubman Gill was dropped. What did he do wrong? Is he a better batter than Nitish Kumar Reddy? Was this done to accommodate, Rohit Sharma at the top when he was not honestly giving you confidence? Uh, but yes, but when we talk about it,
Small number of MCC members and visitors with an MCC pass was coming through towards the gate. So
but yes,
if you are from the general public and you are looking to have access today,
one
you will
second,
need to
guys.
head to gate 1706 to the right hand side towards the tickets, or you can head to gate 34 and 5. Just double check your ticket so you've got the right entry
Where
point.
did you
Gate 2
text
is
me again, sir?
exclusive only to MCC members for
Okay.
those
So
who
what
hold
were you
a
saying?
MCC business ticket from
Yes, so
grade 3
in
concentrated.
uh, Abhishek Nair was in the press conference, and what we saw there, he said that Shubman Gill was not dropped because of his batting, but because there was a certain combination that they were looking for the specific situations, for
This
the
category 2
specific
members day, so all members have access
overcast
into the
conditions that they
room
had
for
there,
today's
and they
game.
wanted that
Box
the
2
duo
and
of
3
Ravindra
is
Jadeja
for full
and
and
Rohit to
restricted
take
members
over.
only, or those
But
who hold a visitors
Rishabh,
or a
your thoughts?
balcony pass.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think, look, it's all hindsight, sure, but now that it's done, I would like to concentrate on ideally you have four batters left, and you have to score 100, 10, 112 to avoid the follow on. That's, I think that should be the first objective, um, it's the first objective. But you know what is the worst part? I think both the innings, be it Australia's innings or India's innings, it panned out very similarly. Because end of day one, there was a bit of a, one wicket got through, Travis had also got out, and Australia was in a bit of a fix. That happened to us yesterday with a very poor run out of Yashasvi Jaiswal, and then Virat Kohli again poking at that usual outside of some delivery that he has become so used to. And now we stand in a position where all the all rounders need to stand up and perform.
100%. 100%. I think what's lacking is the team. The team.
Can you check comments?
Oh yeah. What's lacking is the team contribution. I think we see. Uh,
Contributions in bits and pieces,
Yes, onto the different bits and pieces, you have one Bumrah coming up, you have one player Rahul, or Yashasvi Jaiswal coming up. But have we seen something like what we saw from Australia's batting lineup yesterday?
Oh,
Five fifties.
absolutely.
I think even in oh, is my voice very low?
I don't know.
I don't know. Everyone saying is my mic on the right side, but what do you guys think? But anyway, let's take some comments. I'll try to hear myself once
We
again.
trust Jadeja and Pant Lucky Thakur. We also trust Jadeja and Pant, of course.
You continue.
Yeah. Rohan, if you have other comments, yeah. There you go. Vivek Bhagat, day three pitch update. The pitch hasn't changed much. It's going to be a batting surface yet again, and especially with the sun coming out, there is nothing much in the pitch. There isn't much of cracks as well, which you can start expecting from tomorrow, and and day after too. You will see, might assist the spinners, but currently the pitch is completely batting pitch, and with the sun shining this brightly, there's a little bit of wind, but ideally nothing much for the bowlers in it.
Yeah, I don't think so. Not as of now, at least, because, like you said, there are no clouds. I don't see any clouds everywhere. Unlike yesterday, where there was a lot of overcast and it was slightly drizzling as well before the game started. So you had
Correct.
the perfect conditions for bowling. But this time around, the ball is 30 overs old, and hopefully Rishabh Pant and Ravindra Jadeja get set, get their eyes in, because I think right now is the one opportunity they have to turn to put the pressure back on the
What is
opposition.
dead set for Rishabh Pant? First of all, Chandan Boriada probably was waiting for us in some other, statue. There's a little bit of a confusion. MCG is huge. We get confused who's where. So Boriada is coming, and he'll join the live very very soon. There he is, champion. And as far as I think Gargi, you're completely correct. Yesterday, in the initial phases, and that's where it was sad that Siraj came on to bowl in place of say a Bumrah, because there you go. Chandan was missing you. Chandan was asking, "Buria da koha hai?" So, oh, you're right. We will distribute the mic.
So I just got a call. I just got a call from a former Australian captain who was telling me that this whole Kohli abuse is going out of control. And we had a fairly longish chat. And the chat goes thus: that when Kohli was walking out, 50,000 people at the MCG starts abusing him. And he says, mate, I can't name the person. He says, mate, when the Johnny Bairstow incident happened, 2023 October, just look it up. Anybody watching this broadcast, just look the Johnny Bairstow incident up on Google or whatever, and you will see that when the English fans abused the Australian cricketers as they were walking into the long room, Australia kicked up the greatest fuss in the world. They said this is unfair, this is unethical, this is unacceptable. How can you abuse when we walk in through the long room? How can fans be allowed to do this?
Yes,
And now,
yes, I
and
remember.
now,
Yes.
and now Australia thinks it is fair to abuse Virat Kohli. And now Australia thinks it is all okay to abuse Virat Kohli. This is unbelievable.
But Boryaga, here's my question: what is the Indian media doing?
Anyway, I mean, the less said about the Indian media, the better. But the fact of the matter is, this is Australian double standards completely exposed for you. All you guys need to do is look up the Johnny Bairstow incident. In fact, as I was walking, this is what I was reading. As I was walking towards Trisha and Gargi, this is what I had open on my phone.
Yes, no, I
Johnny
remember
Bairstow.
this.
I remember this very well.
Now that you say, I remember they were
Even I had
making a
forgotten.
hue and cry about the fact how can this be done in
And
Lord's long room?
quote, Australia kicked up World War Five.
Yes.
And that's
Wow.
what I was told and said, mate. This is Australian double standards at its absolute best. You guys must point this out. So this is what it is, folks. Australian double standards, and Virat Kohli of all people walking out of the G and 50,000 fans pounce on him and booze and abuse, and this is going completely out of control. Frankly, there is a subtext here. I think Kohli refused to do media. Now what I'm getting is Kohli refused to do some media. As a result, the Australian media targeted him for a start. And that's what I'm being told, that Kohli refused to do media, as in Australian media, and he started getting targeted. After the Sam Constas incident, this has gone to a different level, and now with the abuse after he got out. Also, I want to point out here that this whole run out incident, almost in every match there is a run out. So to point out that Virat Kohli is the greatest fall guy in the world and that nobody ever has been run out is the biggest nonsense that is possible. Again, I'm quoting the former Aussie captain. He said Michael Clark, Ricky Ponting, and Andrew Simons, every match they played, they plotted a run out. It was part of their team meeting that let's get at least one run out per game. So it's not as if things haven't happened like this or things will not. But based on that, to target Virat Kohli as he's walking out, Rishabh, I think things are going a little too far.
Absolutely. I mean, how can you abuse someone? Booing should not be allowed. That's
Booing is
absolutely.
still
But
okay.
booing is still it's okay. But you're abusing people, and you're talking about. I mean, if this is just because Virat Kohli has denied doing media, then you can now see actually in Bengali there is a saying "duye duye char milano," and you can now actually understand. Yeah, connect the dots. There the media attacking Virat Kohli at
Is
the airport
clearly
for just asking for privacy, and people in India calling Virat Kohli names because he wanted some privacy for kids. I think it's ridiculous.
But yes, you know what?
Hypocrisy at its best.
Yeah. You know what? I've said this yesterday, I'll say it again. Booing is a part and parcel of the game. You can't stop cheers. You can't stop the crowd from cheering. You can't stop the crowd from booing. That's something you cannot control.
Correct.
What you can control is the crowd when it keeps very, very close proximity to the player. That's when you have a responsibility as a security or whatever the function you are to protect the mental sanctity of the players, of the athletes that are playing. Abuse, you can't cross a line. You can move, you can go ahead and do as much as you want, but you can't abuse a player. You can't call them names. It's just something that is not right. That's not the spirit of cricket.
And the same Australians, as we said, who have made this a major issue just about 1 year back. This was October of 23, and this is December of 24. So exactly 1 year back, Pat Cummins was asked about that Bairstow stumping,
Yes,
and he
yes.
said, "I hold my ground." And then the Australian players went on to say, "Oh, the English are doing this, the fans are doing this, we are getting abused, we are getting abused, we are getting abused," and it's not fair. And within a year, not a word, the Australian fans kick up the greatest this thing against Virat Kohli. I mean, one after the other. Ricky Ponting lectures India on morality. Then the Australian players, the fans do this to Virat Kohli. And from what we now know, that Virat had refused to do some media, so he gets targeted. And now Australia says this is acceptable. The Australian media, which was, by the way, and this is, by the way, Australian media, the Australian media kicked up the biggest fuss when that Bairstow incident happened, saying England can't do this, the fans are rogues, etc., etc. Now, the same Australian media says this fan behavior at the MCG is acceptable. It is absolutely paramount that you call out the double standards of the Australian media. Left, they are stooping to a new low. This is ridiculously unacceptable. They are stooping to a new low. These fellows are masquerading as how do I put it? They are masquerading as not even cheerleaders, frankly. It's a new breed of journalistic coverage, which I don't think is going to go down well with anyone, because the same people, the same writers, I will now go and check with Trisha and Gargi what they had written 1 year back and about that particular incident. We will all check and we will put it out in front of you. The same media saying that was unacceptable in the long room, fan behavior, abuse. And now this is acceptable because Virat Kohli is the target.
Korea, the Australians use this word that we play our game hard. But they're such crybabies. When it happens against them, they cry. You know what? Basically, Australians can't take Kohli's guts. They can't stand Kohli because, yes, because they think they're holier than thou, and no Indian can refuse the media. There's a lot of other politics involved in this as well. I mean, you can see a sort of racial angle to it as well. You can also understand that under Kohli, India was a brute force, and that's why Kohli is bearing the brunt of something he should not have to deal with at all.
The fact is the team should stand up. The team should stand up. The media should stand up. Every fan, every fan. It's a request. Just go and check that incident. Hello.
So I picture actually.
My entire brain was on that make. So I was being too funny.
This is how the Indian media has reacted to this, kicking each other.
The fact is, this is unacceptable behavior. What you said yesterday, I was walking back. I called a former Australian player, not the same guy, different player, and he said to me, "Look, we pride ourselves in giving it back, right? When we are getting it, take it.
Yeah.
It's important that we cop it also. The moment anyone gives it back to us, we go crazy. Now, this is what is happening with the Australian media. The moment Kohli gives it back, or for that matter, anyone gives it back, you can't digest it.
Yeah.
You start losing it. You start calling somebody a clown. What's that question? I have no clue.
Wait,
The question is
Come
Aussies.
here, come here.
I need to open on my phone.
Yeah, Aussies should remember the next BGT is in India.
I hope we get a test. And we will let them know who the clown is.
Because if we get a test at Eden Gardens, trust you me, that's my home ground. Okay, that's Kolkata, and we will see. Don't you worry. I mean, the clubhouse will be there, and we will be in the lower tier, the first row, and they'll have to walk past. The Indian fans can give it back as well, but that's not wanted. That is not what is warranted. That is not what we want to do.
It's not abuse.
It is not abuse. It can't be.
It's not a
But
game of
but this is what you need to call out. What you need to call out is the double standard, and that's where I think the Indian media has a job to do. The Indian media is out here in numbers. The Indian media cannot, and the problem with our own fans, and we've been saying this on our show for the last couple of days, the problem with our fans and our media is we turn against ourselves. We at one level turn our biggest enemies. We become our biggest enemies. And that is a problem. That is a typical Indian problem. Otherwise, colonialism wouldn't have happened. For 200 years, we've been making the same mistake. If the Australian media is coming at Kohli unfairly, and unethical behavior is happening, the Indian media needs to step up. That's not happening.
Absolutely. I think the Indian fans, instead of fighting among yourselves whether Rohit should retire, Kohli should retire, Bumrah should be made the captain, yes, these are points which need to be discussed. But right now, I think, you know, both Rohit and Kohli at many levels has given us so much joy with so many performances. Virat Kohli should not have to go through this, and especially, the hypocrisy of the whole media is just ridiculous. Please come. Here are some
Join us.
fans.
Yes.
Yes. Come,
We've
come.
got some kids also.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Come on.
Come on. There you go. What
There
do you
you
have
go.
to do? You have Pat Cummins and the World Cup.
Team
Okay,
Pat.
wonderful.
He wants to play under Pat Cummins.
You want to play on the Pat Cummins, is it? Tell me.
Uh, what do you tell?
You want to play under Pat Cummins? What's
Yeah.
the dream?
What dream is yeah, play on the pack of it.
Have you started practicing?
Yeah,
Have you bowled at Pat?
um,
You will at some point in time. And break his head with a bouncer. Come on. If you don't, then what's the point? You're in such a music.
Build a helmet on that.
Ah, you'll have a hell of a time. But what's going to happen today? Rishabh Pant, some runs there, two wickets.
Yeah, Rishabh Pant's going to score.
Nice. What about you?
Don't forget we got Sundar.
Ah,
He changed the match last call. We got Sundar. Watch out.
What about you, man?
Well, of course, Bumrah's gonna take the wicket for sure. So yes, Bumrah's gonna take the wicket, definitely. Especially go constantly.
Ah, so it's becoming Sam Constance versus Jasprit Bumrah. Not bad.
Definitely, definitely. Yes.
What about you?
I'm going for both actually. Yes.
You are the perfect representative at this point in time. When the Australian media is doing what they are, behaving like rogues, this lady stands for harmony. Good on you, man. And what about, on a serious note, come inside. Virat Kohli getting abused as he was walking out. It was disgusting behavior from fans. He's walking out after getting out, you heap abuse on him. This is what you stand for. This is what should be the case, and not the abuse of yesterday night.
It's like in both way, from the audience and from the player as well. We need to be show the sportsmanship spirit. Yes, so it's like both way, not for the player, it's even from the audience as well.
Fantastic. And these are all future players. The women's. Will you come and watch the women's Ashes? There you go.
That's
Rishabh
a
Ghoshal,
win.
that's your story.
That's
now.
win.
Now you go in and speak to her.
You guys need to shout and cheer for your team. 3, 2, 1. Louder one. Go again.
Not bad.
Well, they're 4 versus 1, but India was.
Oh, the two of them are there. And look, the two of them are there. But great. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Bye.
So now the crowd started to pour in.
You
Look.
guys on video or?
Yes, I'll show you. You guys can do
Yeah. Really getting back to the point, as fans, people are still fans.
Pardon me? But we are live. Come here. Okay, I'll go.
Gargi come back. Everyone is abandoning apparently. But Gargi, as you can see, fans are of course you can see fans from both the teams, and mostly fans are well behaved. But there is this. Mostly fans are well behaved. Mostly fans are balanced. But there is a particular side to it, a negative side to
It's
it.
a minority.
Yeah.
It's a minority which will kick up all this nonsense. It's a minority which will get drunk and inebriated, and alcohol will start to take effect. All of this will happen, but it's a minuscule minority, and for them, you had an 85,000, kind of 85,000 people on day two. I've never seen this. 87,000 on day one, 85,000 on day two. If this game goes to day five, I think it's a record. 304K will be crossed. So there is serious interest in this. There is serious interest in this test match. But this ugly fan behavior that we are seeing from a small section, I think it's kind of impacting this series. I think things are going bad.
You know what happened? I was just casually scrolling Twitter yesterday, and I saw a few Australians. I don't know if they were media or what. Just a few Australian handles, and they had written, "These guys hate themselves more than English," and that hurt. You know what? He was talking about the fans. There's
But
so
is
much.
he wrong? But the question is he wrong? I mean, we are not standing up for ourselves. Even the piece that I wrote yesterday, a lot of people below that said so much nonsense about Virat Kohli. I mean, people have forgotten. And somebody actually wrote, the funniest part is we won World Cup, what, 6 months ago? It was Kohli's innings which won the World Cup, and somebody wrote, you're talking about a match that Kohli 10 years ago. What do you say about that?
This guy scored 700 runs in 2023 in the World Cup. 700 runs. 700 runs, including what, 200s or something like that, including his 50th hundred, 51st hundred.
Exactly.
Is the greatest batter of this era and this generation. Look, the problem is learn to respect. I mean, I've been writing about this for the longest time. That these ugly fan wars, the Viratians versus Rohitians versus whatever Indians, you know, this has destroyed the whole core of Indian fandom. And I do think it's partly IPL, partly this whole jingoism that has come to the fore. I do think that that property, I mean, when I sociologically analyze, I don't think Big Bash or anything comes near the IPL in any way. You want to say something?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
go
yes.
on.
Because we keep getting
Oh, come, please.
because we've
You
been
want to take it
getting
now?
these comments.
Or you want
No,
somebody?
no, we made it very, very clear. There was a comment from Live Viral, I think. He said something along the lines of Indian fans also do cheating. That's what we're saying, Live Viral. That you can't control a
Good,
crowd
good
from
compliment.
booing or chanting, and booing and chanting is a part of the game. But when you start abusing a player when there's close proximity with you, that's where you cross the line. When you hurl abuses, when you hurl insults at a player, that's when you cross the line. Everyone keeps saying, we keep getting comments about that. You can't stop a crowd from booing. That's what we're exactly saying, right?
Oh, there's a comment, is it?
Yes,
What's the
that
comment?
booing is part of the game. It's a part and parcel, unfortunately.
Boss, what did you just do? You made a comment that bullying is part of the game. Did you say abuse? No.
Yeah. So every Indian fan abuse and boo in stadiums. What nonsense are you talking?
Which Indian?
Nonsense are you talking
Hello. Which Indian fan abuses and boos? Boos, yes. Abuse? Why did you protest against the racial abuse directed at Mohammad Siraj? Why did you protest against what happened with Harbhajan Singh? It's part of the game. You should have let it be. Why did you have to kick up a fuss and say, oh, you know what, the Australians are racially targeting Harbhajan Singh? Why did you have to say that the Australians are racially targeting Mohammad Siraj? Why did Ravichandran Ashwin do that press conference? Why do you have to say what happened in Australia at that point in time in 2008 was wrong? Did you say that? And if you did not say that, then you're an idiot of the firestorm. Simple as that. If you don't stand up against abuse, then you are not even a sports fan. Simple. You are saying abuse is part of sport. Have you seen what has happened in England with multiple footballers? Is there an audio issue?
Yeah. No, it's not clear. That's all. It's just a little muffled.
Okay, can we change the
Yes,
microphone?
yes, we're getting a different one. What we can do is we
Yeah,
can
I'll
take this
come
off.
close.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
come close. That's fine. See, the point is very simple. Let me put this in context for you once and for all. I have been doing sport for a good 30 years. For a good 30 years. And in my 30 years of watching sport, I've learned one thing. Abuse is unacceptable. Whether it is racial abuse directed at black players in England or France, whether it is racial abuse directed at players in the United States of America, whether it is racial abuse directed in this country against Indian players like Mohammad Siraj the last time round, the truth is abuse is unacceptable. Anybody who says booze and abuse come together has absolutely no sense. Yes, Daddy, put it there and take your time. Take your time. Are we okay?
Yeah.
Okay, good. You know, the point that I was trying to make, very, very simple. Abuse, and anyone who says to me that booze and abuse, and you club the two together and say that is acceptable to you, trust you me, you are a disgrace and not a sportsman. No player who has come here to play or ply his trade deserves to be abused. Whether it is Virat Kohli, whether it is Sam Constas, whether it is anyone. If I start abusing you, you will not feel good about it. And that was alcoholism taking effect, inebriated behavior at the end of the day because there was a free flow of alcohol. And if you support that, trust you, this is not the platform for you to come to because we will condemn it at every level. We will, and by the way, if it was directed against Steve Smith, we would have condemned it with equal measure. If it was directed against Pat Cummins, we would have said the same. If it is directed against Washington Sundar, we will say the same. If it is it okay, the audio?
Yeah.
If it was directed against Virat Kohli, we will say the same. So anyone who defends abuse, I am sorry, folks, this is not acceptable. Not at least on this particular platform. In sport, the very basic is respect. The very basic that you need to do for your opponents also. For your opponents also, and yesterday there was a security breach. Now think about it. In this country, you can carry a pocket knife or a
Nice.
lighter.
Yes.
Because with this crowd, there is no check. Look at that. Look at how quickly people are going in. You can actually see behind us. Accessibility 50 and number, entry, etc., etc. People just walk in. So this is not like an Indian stadium where you will be body frisked. And even the body frisk is not, come on, go in kind of. Media, all they do is check our scans, bags going, and the bag is like this. So if there is a,
They don't even check our bags. In fact, what I showed them the check by mistake that had nothing in it. He just said go.
there is every reason to fear that somebody will do some mischief with a lighter or a pocket knife or something like that. That was a
And
bad
for
security
almost
breach.
20 seconds, he was there
Holding
standing,
it.
holding Virat like that. Yeah. And Virat, I would say, did very well. He controlled the
Imagine,
meeting also.
imagine this was an Indian ground.
The media, and this was done to back up for Travis Head. Yeah.
Imagine.
Go wild. No, don't say go wild. Say start crying.
But
Aussie
yes,
be crying all the time.
There should
but
be a new
yes,
song sometimes.
Yeah.
but yes, we're seeing some real double
What are
standards.
these questions? Let
Uh,
me take some questions.
is Rohit
Is
Sharma?
Rohit Sharma and Virat
Audio not
Kohli?
clear again?
No, no, no. Rohan has clearly
Oh,
said that the audio
oh,
is
this is
fine.
for
Somebody
Bangla.
is just playing. Yeah, because somebody has written audio is clear. Syed Altaf stop spamming. So somebody is doing it janbur. Let's not get into this. Is Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli deserves to be in India Test 11? If we excluded them, I don't think there is much more differences in results.
So far, at least there has been a major difference in result in the last 15 odd years, isn't it, my friend? You won the Test race under Virat Kohli for 5 consecutive years. Under Rohit Sharma, you played the WBC final. And yes, in the last couple of months, you can say the impact has it's a downhill slope. Nobody denies that. Nobody denies that, and that is why the chairman of selectors is here. The team management is here. If they need to take a call, and by the way, yesterday, are you going to say Virat Kohli's innings was not a good one?
Oh, it was
I thought it was
brilliant.
his best innings in Australia,
I
better than
agree.
Per.
I agree.
I thought he nicked one ball, that one mistake, and he was out. One
And
mistake.
how many the Aussies were,
And Australia under
yeah.
Steve Smith or Usman Khwaja or Manas Labuschagne, play and miss, play and miss, play and miss, including yesterday morning to Jasprit Bumrah when Steve Smith actually showed him a thumbs up to that ball that pitched on middle and moved away, sort of getting straight. So Virat Kohli's knock yesterday. If anyone says it was a bad innings,
That
I'm
person
sorry.
is watching something else, some other.
I'm sorry you don't understand your cricket. Yes, you can say that he got out for 36 and did not convert it into a big score. 100% you are entitled in saying that. But the fact of the matter is, yesterday he did not look bad at all. Rohit Sharma, different proposition at this point. Rohit Sharma is not looking the part. Rohit Sharma to play that shot, and I will tell you why he played that shot. And yesterday, all evening, I was sitting down and analyzing this. Why did Rohit Sharma have to play that limp shot? Two reasons. One, Rohit Sharma was continuously practicing leave at the nets. So the subconscious mind telling me, leave it, leave it. And Rohit Sharma's bread and butter shot is the pull shot. So muscle memory tells me, pull it. So Rohit Sharma was in two minds because the mind is cluttered. The mind is not clear as to what it needs to do.
Otherwise,
Subconscious mind,
time out of
pull
10,
it.
it's gone for six.
So that's why he did not leave it. His mind is saying, leave it, leave it, leave it. That's what I've practiced. And muscle memory says, pull it, pull it, pull it. So neither happened. He went there and played that limp shot on one, jumped up on one toe and played that shot. That's what happened with Rohit Sharma. Because his mind is cluttered, he's not thinking straight, he's not thinking clear. And yes, important calls need to be made, tough questions need to be asked, but Rohit himself has to ask that question, that is it important for him now to take that call, that call that he himself, in the interest of the team, has to take. Does he merit a spot? Is he playing as captain? Was it a right call to push KL Rahul to number 3? Shubman is sitting out. These questions have to be addressed by Rohit Sharma, and I'm pretty sure these are questions he will confront himself with at the end of this test match. Don't forget, there is still this test match on, and none of this has to be done in the middle of the test match. There is one inning still to go. India still has enough opportunity to save this game. There is going to be rain in the second half of today. The ball is still 30 overs due, the new ball. So Rishabh Pant and Ravindra Jadeja. So the Rohit Sharma question, 100% will have to be asked at the end of the game.
Absolutely. There's a comment. This is the situation. MCG has no security, and Kolkata police says no derby match due to no security available in BYBK as there is Bongasagar Mela. Which world are we in?
21st century world. Unfortunately, I think the security concern is quite massive in Kolkata during Mongashan. Police is not in a position to give that security. So I would much rather say that, taking a precautionary measure or being cautious and careful is much better than no security and allowing a security breach. Imagine a Mohan Bagan or an East Bengal fan creating nonsense and creating a lot of problem in a derby that just snowball into a massive crisis. Being part of the footballing circuit, I can tell you this. So if Kolkata police wants the gate moved, they have a reason. And it's not simply done with football. It has happened with cricket also in the past. Last year, if you remember, an IPL game was changed. One day here, there, because Kolkata police, I think it was during Diwali, right? World Cup game.
World Cup game.
World Cup game. The World Cup game was moved because of Diwali that they were not
But
Pakistan
that
versus
makes
England.
yeah, but that makes sense, Gloria. It's always better, as you said, to have security rather than not have and get such incidents
I think
done.
someone's practicing at the nets.
Yeah, because they were readying one of the pitches. They had reduced the towers and were readying it. So now
So run means run. That's not a run.
Boria, I think this needs to be put to rest. Shubhra Neil is saying the chairman of selectors, Ajit Agarkar, is currently in Melbourne and is likely to have a discussion with Rohit Sharma regarding his future in Test cricket if India doesn't qualify for the WTC
Yeah,
final. We saw the reports.
this is a sports report.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is Ajit Agarkar has been here from the start of the tour. Ajit Agarkar was sent from the start of the tour. There is no special discussion that is going to happen with Rohit Sharma that has already not happened. So these reports are conjecture. These reports are 2+2. That, oh, you know what? This is like a tukka. That Rohit Sharma is not in form. Ajit Agarkar is there. So there might be a discussion. The
There
fact
was a
is,
huge discussion. There was a
40-minute
about
discussion.
40-minute discussion where not only Rohit Sharma and Ajit Agarkar, but Gautam
And
Gambhir,
Bumrah.
Jasprit Bumrah, all of them were part of
No,
it.
but let me put this in context for you. The discussion will happen, but it is not that Ajit Agarkar has been specifically sent for this. He has been part of this tour from the start. There will be transition. Rohit will be asked questions, and not simply Rohit. A lot of people will be asked questions if need be. The management will also ask questions of them, but there is no need to say that, oh, you know what, Ajit Agarkar has been. So all of a sudden, a sensationalist twist to the whole thing saying the chairman of selectors is there and this question will be asked. That is not the case. I have also seen these reports and I rubbish them saying this is not how things happen because here, let the test match end. Rohit Sharma will himself ask this question. Should I need to step down? Is it necessary for me? Do I believe that I can do the job? I'm still captain of this team. My responsibility is first as captain and then as player. So make no mistake, it will be done. Whether it is with Gautam and Ajit and rest of the team members. Let me also tell you a story, Fisher. One time, I can't name the cricketer. He said the biggest leveler is the dressing room. He said, the moment I walk into the dressing room, they know me the best because they are seeing me from up close. They know where my mind is. They know where my body is. They know if I'm ready. If Rohit Sharma doesn't get the same vibe in the dressing room, he will get that, oh, you know what? When I'm walking into a dressing room where I'm leader, where I'm captain, where I'm boss, and I'm not getting the vibe, that my team is actually telling me, oh, you know what? No, you're not doing it. He will understand. And the player I'm talking about is one of the greatest who have played the sport. He said, I got the message. I got the message and I quit. Now, see, I have seen a lot of lies peddled in the Australian media. I have just seen another one being peddled here. in the last 50 meters, and my eye was there, I can see Gargi walking very comfortably. The moment she comes 10 meters, then she starts running. So, this is how the media is. So I can see.
But yeah, there is a super chat. We asked you, there's a super chat.
What's the point of me running then?
You run just so that we don't
10
tease you.
meters.
Yeah, exactly. Anindya XYZ is saying, call on Gigi's future as coach as well.
No. Not at all.
Too early.
Absolutely not at all. He has been asked to come. This is an Australia series. You are bowling with one bowler plus half of your bowlers not in form. You don't take test match calls like this. Gautam Gambhir will preside over this period of transition. There is absolutely no call that will be taken over Gautam Gambhir's future. No. There will be calls taken over certain players for sure. If India does not win this series, if India does not win Sydney and draw this series, because all you need to do is draw either this test match you save or Sydney, then you win the Border Gavaskar trophy again. That's all you need to do. I am not sort of really focused on WTC, and I've been saying this for the last 1 month. But no, answer to your question is Gautam Gambhir is not in the hot seat at all, because he was hired with a clear mandate. You will have to preside over the transition and get the team ready for the longer term. And by the way, the longer term, when I say, is 2 years. Australia went through transition. England is going to go through transition. India will also go through transition.
Absolutely, every single team will go through transition. I mean,
And now let's get to Gargi.
the runner.
Thank you. Okay, so we've got first of all the Australian bowlers warming up there, and Nitish Kumar Reddy is taking some slowdowns and setting his eyes and nothing more.
And how is he looking?
He's looking good. I only saw a few shots, so I can't really tell extensively. But he was only taking slow downs and taking knockings. So I'm sure he's just
So who
warming
comes
up.
next?
I would say India ahead of
Of
Australia.
course. Also, the right left
That is
combination.
exactly
You
the-
both have,
That's why I
left-handers.
asked.
You can't send one more left-hander, because then again comes a lot of right-handers. So Selvan Perumal, sorry, is saying Kohli is not a great player. He's arrogant. Tendulkar was the best.
No problem.
80 centuries. Okay, not a great player. 80 centuries happen every day.
Yeah, please. Yeah, kuch bhi mat bolo. Sachin Tendulkar was the best is fine.
Yeah.
And no, and Sachin Tendulkar is not. I mean, now if you come and tell me Donald Bradman is the best, obviously, obviously. I mean, if it's that hierarchy, then it's a Don, then it's Sachin, and then the rest.
Yeah.
So that is taken. But Kohli is the greatest batter of this generation, along with a Smith, a Root, and a Williams, and that's a fact. I mean, if you forget what Kohli has done, and by the way, multiple format batters, not simply red ball 2018, red ball 2014, red ball multiple times, and look at Kohli, what he has contributed to it. Even the last time round, that 100 that he got in 2018, phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal player. But yes, Tendulkar is a cut above anyone. If you have longevity for 24 years, that is a different art. Gargi's age, 24 years, he's at the top. Trisha's age, imagine, for as long as Trisha has been living, Tendulkar became the number one player and kept it like that. That's something else.
I like how you called me 24. I'm not.
I mean, come on, 4 5 years here then. So, but 2.5 decades. That's the point. I mean, somebody is able to do that. He's unreal. He's a genius.
But we have to take this Hindi series. I don't know what that meant. Virat's biggest contribution is pushing upon a player.
What?
Yeah, I mean Sam Constance. That's apparently the biggest contribution of Virat Kohli in the
He's
Test.
got 100 balls. He's got 100 in Perth. You won that Test match. He's got 100. You've beaten Australia in Perth. Not important enough for you? Yesterday's innings.
Is India saving the match?
Yes.
Look at it.
Where is my coffee?
ये देखो ये जॉइंट लाइव चल रहा
आ
है
जाओ।
इंग्लिश हिंदी
आ जाओ।
इंग्लिश हिंदी ये तो तो पहले ऑर्डर देना था
क्यों लाना था?
सही बात है
ये बोलो तुम।
सही बात है मैं $50 चार्ज कर रहा हूँ एक से
हाँ, तो फिर वो मांगो पहले।
ऋषा से अब मैं आई हो
Yes, you
50,000
owe 50,000. Yes.
अभी
Yes,
तक
Shubham,
कॉफी
you owe
कितनी की है कॉफी
Acha, Boryada, what should we focus on bowling first?
That's a good question.
our bowling has not been that penetrative. After BGT, what steps should be taken in that direction?
I think that there needs to be some sort of when it comes to the bowling department. Firstly, one is to remove the load of the performances and the load of the pressure that you see. You see, when you because the national team here Australia compared to no bowling practices, what we have we sort of have come in the bowling. Putin has got bowling as well. You see that the pressure is really always there. That's something that you see in the Indian bowling lineup at the moment. It's not like they're not able to bowl, but something is going wrong. I don't know what's going on.
Support is.
Gargi, your voice is good. Your voice is the problem.
I am speaking right now.
Yeah, Rohan has said Gargi's voice is good.
So what I was saying was that, but I think maybe that's the reason why.
No, no, it's
And
fine, it's fine. You're absolutely fine.
but yes, there needs to be some questions asked from the bowling lineup as well. When we talk about Mohammad Siraj, you're seeing, he's going from world class to world class cricket.
I think Mohammad Siraj needs to be rested. I think Mohammad Siraj needs to be rested. He has to go back to domestic cricket. He needs to go back to domestic cricket and ask the few questions to him and come back for the Indian series. Because Mohammad, what are
So
the
people are saying Gargi is not
How is
audible.
that possible?
Guys, are Boria and I audible?
And I am not audible. How is that possible?
I have no idea. People are writing. Still not audible, Gargi.
I think I just unmuted.
No, so Rishabh is asking where are these? No one is replying. Really, really shouting. Rohan, just tell us that if Boria and my voice is clear. I saw some very interesting questions, but before we go to that, in this bowling context, Boria, I have a question. Under Bharat Arun, you saw the bowlers, the pacers doing really well. Do you think Morning Mortal will take a little more time to settle down, or what exactly is happening?
there is one difference and you will understand. Bharat Arun has seen these bowlers from the NCA days. Bharat Arun has groomed these bowlers because he was their coach at the NCA. And that is the difference between the Bharat and the Mono. Mono has not seen Indian domestic cricket enough, has not been part of the NCA setup, has not seen these cricketers grow. Bharat had that advantage with a Nishant, with a Bhuvneshwar Kumar, with a Mohammad Shami, with a Jasprit Bumrah, with all of these fellows. So Bharat was different. You have to give more time. You've got to wait till England of 25. Make no mistake, you have to win. But yes, I agree, bowling changes have to be made. I think the first and foremost change is Mohammad Siraj has to go back to domestic cricket. Mohammad Siraj is too good a bowler to be wasted. Mohammad Siraj needs to just get his mojo back because for the England series you will need Mohammad Siraj. So at this point in time, I think Mohammad Siraj should be rested for Sydney. First, get Harshit Rana in, get Harshit Rana to play Sydney along with Bumrah and Akashdeep because that is a test match. Even if you lose this one, you win that, you retain Border Gavaskar Trophy. So it is one of the most important test matches you will play. Mohammad Siraj in this mental frame is not there. Unfortunately, Mohammad Siraj needs a break. Needs a break and you have to give it to him because what is happening with Mohammad Siraj is he's leaking runs. He's giving wides, he's bowling wayward, he's releasing the pressure. Each time Bumrah puts pressure, either a loose ball from Siraj or Akashdeep is releasing that pressure, which is not happening with Australia. There's a Pat Cummins, there's a Mitchell Stark, there's a Scott Boland. There is continuous pressure. That's not what is happening with India.
Nana Ghosh says it's a shame to see us Indians. Look at the Aussies. They stand behind their team thick and thin, and we jump on our team and players like
Love this.
perfect, Lana. This is so correct. Prashanjit Mitra also says, how come Indians back down Indian players? Constructive criticism is fine, but these comments, the comment that
Excellent.
has been
Roshanji, well done. We've been trying
Nana,
to say
well
this.
done. Yes.
Nana, well done. Exactly how it should be. Nobody is asking you to stop criticizing. No one's asking you to stop asking questions. No one is asking you to be a cheerleader. But there is a line that has to be drawn. Abuse cannot be heaped, and if that is the case, then you stand up and make a point. You've got to stand up and give it back. That's what it is.
Absolutely. There are comments, Gargi, I'm extremely sorry, but the comments are Korea, Trisha audio is fine, Gargi not available.
Not available.
I
Now
don't
she's
know
taken
what
book.
is going on, but if it's still not good, then it's not my fault, guys. I agree that my voice is a little thin because I have a little bit of a cold, but otherwise, I don't think there should
What
be
is
that
going
much
on
of an
here?
issue.
So there is a discussion between Shobhita and Rohan. So Rohan writes there, can the dentist please catch? By the way, Rohan is back in Calcutta, has never come to Australia. And, and he's giving directions, and then Shobhita is writing, I'm checking. Rohan is saying sources are telling me. Sources are telling you what? That we are in front of the dentist statue. Wonderful. Sources are telling me. Unbelievable.
Himanshu Tiwari is saying, and this is spot on. First target should be to avoid follow-on and back at least for 2 sessions.
There I can see. Hello. Hello.
Aishu, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, so that will be one person, and I think if there's anyone making me laugh, if there's anyone capable of doing that, I think Rishabh Pant and Ravindra Jadeja will have to take the brunt of the pressure.
Aisha, you are the new guest on the show. Aisha's a new guest on the show. Aisha, what's happening? Why are you so grumpy? Have you walked too much?
Are you enjoying that?
Did you manage to find the trap?
Yes. Are you
Did you
enjoying
see?
the feeling?
Did you see the tram was crowded or not? Everybody coming to
It's
City.
very crowded, but most of the people were now
Fantastic, Aisha. So you basically walked from here. Correct. By the way, folks, there will be a good show, and today we were actually planning this yesterday evening. Why don't you join the show? Come on. Why don't you join the show? And look at this. This is a all-women brigade.
Yeah, but why are we
Wonderful.
going outside? Where are you going, guys?
Guys, don't disappear. So and no more time to run off. What a statement. He's audible. When will you disappear? But you will disappear.
Harry Potter is invisible flow.
What we will do is, because this India Australia media stuff is out of control. Michael Clark and I will plan this show, by the way. Our daughters will sit with us and we will do a podcast. The moment we reach Sydney, Michael's daughter and my daughter, we will sit together, we will do a podcast because that's the message that needs to go out. Yesterday evening, Michael called and he said, mate, can we do this? I said, yes, done. I will ask Aisha to join me. He will get Kelsey Lee to join him, and we will talk India Australia cricket stories, Michael and me, with our respective daughters. But Shobhishka, you've also been, to different venues around the world as far as sport is concerned. This vibe is fantastic.
This vibe is electric. It's out of this world, and I'm just amazed at how Indians can come into a venue like MCG, which is like cricket, cricket, just take it over with confidence. Even today, I spoke to some people who said you're confident with Captain now. That might be a part, might be a part right, but it's just this love, this worship, this faith of fans, that speaks a lot. I was just there, and there's the drummers and the dancers, and it's a total carnival. And beyond the point, for people, it's just the celebration of India, and that's what we are constantly capturing: fans, their celebration of their own.
Is the music on there?
Yes, there's some music and drumming. Yes, that's
Okay. But you guys, if you want to go somewhere, please feel free.
yes,
Yeah, please feel free.
Yeah,
Because it's pretty
Boria,
hot.
some more questions. Don't you guys think Rishabh Pant is not playing his natural game due to hard instructions from dressing room? Except that pick ball innings, let him play his natural instinct.
Too hot. The sun is burning down. Can we go to the
Yeah,
shade?
please do.
Please come to the shade. Oh, boy. Oh, folks, imagine the players will have to play, huh? And this is not even 22 degrees. The sun in 22, 23 is reaching. Oh, boy. I can't even.
and it was supposed to be a gloomy day prediction.
No. It will. It will. As the day progresses, around 1 p.m. there's rain.
Yeah, yeah. Continue, guys.
Gargi sets the camera and then says what is going on.
That's because she's not part of it. So she sets it in a manner that she herself is out of the frame, and then she says, "Arey, what is going on?" But yes, I mean the sun is boiling at this point. I mean it's very 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 hot.
Can you see the comments that Rohan is sending?
Hot.
Ozone hole is acting up and
You can come here. It's quite cool. Yeah.
Okay. So there was somebody who wrote something nice. Um, Boria also, if there is rain prediction today and if India saves the follow-on, can the match be a draw?
100%. I mean, look, you need to score 112 runs. Australia scored, which was a 5 to 246 Australia. They went on to 476. So 220 runs with the bottom half. If India gets another couple of hundred runs from here on, it's 300 plus, right? There is no reason. There is rain predicted between 1 p.m. and 6 p.m. or something like that. There will be some interruption, maybe not major. But if you get Australia to bat, and then Australia will have to again keep in mind how quickly, when to declare, and all of that. Look, this is a test match. We've got lost 5 wickets. You still have a Rishabh Pant, a Jadeja, Sundar, and a Nitish Reddy. You have enough and more batters.
Are
Jadeja
you
and
saying
Rishabh.
Jasprit Bumrah is not?
You have Nitish Reddy and all these fellows. And Rishabh Pant and Ravindra Jadeja are two of your best batters overseas in the last few years.
Someone in the comments was saying Jasprit Bumrah will score a double century.
So he will take all the wickets, he will score a
Score
double
a double
century.
century.
Bada khiladi hai
Might as well do with spinning at this point as well. Because
खुद बॉल डालेगा भाग के जाएगा कैच कर लेगा
because he's playing on the road. But no, that's just the brilliance of Jasprit. But
Yeah, what is another question? It's an interesting question.
10 15 more minutes
Yeah,
let's go
yeah.
yeah
Will Gill's omission cause insecurity in the rest of the batsmen and make them play to keep their place in the team instead of playing their natural way?
no no it is not about insecurity that oh you're not being able to play. I think Rishabh Pant will attack because the new ball is 30 overs due, 34, 35 overs due. I think if Rishabh Pant is able to bat at least 20 of those, India will get about 80, 90 runs. Rishabh, the story is these 36 overs. You don't wait for the new ball. The moment you block, you get the new ball. If India doesn't score more than 100 runs in the pre-launch session, I'll be surprised.
Also, Boria, do you remember? Let me remind you. You remember that 146 Rishabh Pant against England in Birmingham, Jim Sanderson? You remember there was Dishavakar during this time?
So you are getting that done today? Wonderful.
Nihal
Let's
says,
put Gargi on the spot.
yeah,
Gargi
I'll take
MCG.
Nihal's comment because Nihal has been saying the same thing 5 6 times. Yes, Nihal, जो हो गया वो हो गया. Our lower order should bat out of their skins. We should be able to save follow-ons as the ball is 46 overs old and the pitch is not doing much. Correct. I think it's absolutely correct. Yeah, Boria, the put it in the spot.
You have come to the MCG. Now make someone deliver. Who's the person?
Now getting through the tips now. Watching through head passes,
it's going to be a partnership. Jadeja and I said KL Rahul yesterday.
No, but he was batting.
Worked out. Worked out well. Not as much as we would expect, but it still stabilized the innings a little bit. Captain on my debut at NCB. Let me
My
see.
debut also at
So you also say.
Sorry, yeah.
Rishabh Pant, definitely. Rishabh Pant and
Please
Ravindra
do.
Jadeja. And also, I was just thinking, somebody, I think people are just now, irritating you. Somebody is saying that is still not audible.
And people are saying that we go have food.
Yeah, people are saying that we have some food, you're not audible. But Boyana, I think the other factor is, be it Rishabh Pant, be it Ravindra Jadeja, they know to play long innings. Ravindra Jadeja had triple hundreds in the domestic circuit. So it's not like they don't know how to play that patient knock. And if Rishabh Pant and Jadeja stay, they will attack as well.
Of course they will. And at some point you will have to see Nathan Ryan off.
I was about to say.
Because you cannot bowl Pat Cummins and Mitchell Stark because you have to preserve them for the new ball. So there's 10 overs and Scott bowling. So two will not one of them will not bowl. Or rather two will not bowl. So one end will have to be Nathan Ryan. And if it is Nathan Ryan, it's a huge ground. There are runs to be scored. You pick your gaps, you take your measured risks, you take your calculated calls. And by the way, You're playing Nitish Reddy ahead of Shubman Gill.
Yeah.
So you're playing him
And you have
as a
made him
batter.
and you have made him bowl only 5 overs. So obviously
Exactly.
he's there as a batter.
Exactly. You're playing Nitish Kumar Reddy as a batting all-rounder. You've given him 5 overs. You're playing him on form ahead of Shubman Gill. So you deliver balls. It's not as if because your Akashdeep got out. So effectively it's 4 down. Effectively, I mean, don't take the last innings. Don't take the last innings of Akashdeep. It was an aberration. You're 4 down. You've got 4 all-rounders. Get 200 runs between these fellows and match on. So, it is not doomsday. It is not doomsday. I think Rishabh Pant, Ravindra, Jadeja, Nitish Reddy, and Washington Sundar are good enough to score runs on a day, which is batting friendly.
Whatever, before we close the show, about say 7 minutes on the show, Shubhanil has asked an interesting question. Who should be the next test captain?
Bumrah. Because the next series is England. You will need Jasprit Bumrah to perform there. After that, at home, you don't need a Jasprit Bumrah for all test matches. And if you want to do workload management, you can get your vice captain to step in. But India is going to
Who
play
should be the
England
vice captain? Rahul?
on form. Yes, possible, very possible.
But if you
Long
see
term,
someone who is,
Rishabh Pant.
yeah,
Test matches, I would say vice captain Rishabh Pant because he's your certainty for the next 5 years and by far you're one of your better red ball batters. So captain Jasprit Bumrah, vice captain Rishabh Pant going forward as far as I'm concerned. Your thought?
No, similar. I would have picked the same people. Jasprit Bumrah, no doubt whatsoever, not even 0.1% of doubt about who should be the next Test captain. It is 100% Jasprit Bumrah, and vice captain, of course, same thoughts. I don't have anything to add. Rishabh Pant.
first of all, you're not audible. Then you have nothing to add. Go
No,
and
I
have
think
some food.
he said everything. No, that he's one of your
Yeah,
best.
make it continue.
But the
you know
other
that, do
thing,
you
other
see?
other
Oh,
thing,
sorry.
why KL Rahul I said no to is because Rahul has captained India in a test match in the past and did not look really
Yeah.
great to me.
And
He's
even when
not
he was
in
captain
IPL.
in Lucknow,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, not just Lucknow, even Punjab.
Yeah.
As a captain, KL kind of goes into a shell and doesn't express himself. Bumrah, we've seen what he's been able to do in Perth. Rishabh has been a reasonably decent captain for Delhi. So I think on current form, given the age, given everything else, I think it's just with Bumrah and Rishabh.
Well, here's the thing, Gloria, that do you think someday, we are generally
Pant is batting.
reluctant.
Sorry, Nitish Reddy is batting.
British Reddy is back there. But do you think, Gloria, that we are a little reluctant on making a pace bowling captain?
But we should. And look at who's come. Hi, Baba.
You
We're
know,
done with the
whatever
Bangla life.
visuals you see in Rev Sports, whatever pictures you see in Rev Sports
So
capturing the
here's
match,
a
this is the man. Devashi Sen taking the pictures of every single moment from Virat Kohli patting Steve Smith to Virat Kohli walking out to someone else sneezing to someone else
And
laughing.
by the way, I'm the only photographer from India who is covering the border cover. And thanks to Buriada and Red Fort, we at Red Forts have the lone photographer covering
but,
this
but
series.
but I have to put this on record. Yesterday, Trisha and you weren't there, so it was not necessary that Trisha said it. But all of a sudden, she said to me, "Look at Mama." I said, "Yes." Even and this is exactly what she said. The photos that he doesn't send, he meticulously edits those also. That's work ethics. And all of us want to put that on record. As far as Devashish said is concerned, work ethic is something that all of us appreciate and learn from. 100%. So make no mistake, she said it, we discussed it, and there's enough to learn.
And it's the word of encouragement that keeps me going. And I'm a good roommate in Ogni.
Who also, by the way,
Yes. He has been brilliant.
no, one second. I want to put this on record. He deletes his messages before you see it. So he said,
Oh, you have seen that person?
of course I did. I see everything. I see everything that is sent. Whatever time of night.
Why the message was deleted?
Can you remove that jacket like that?
So Ogni sends a message of 18 seconds. And I'm like, what is this audio piece? And it's Devashi sent snoring. And I put it out, and I'm like, and after about 10 minutes, the message is gone.
But have you listened to a musical? You know how the crescendo goes, and then there's yes,
So
that's
Trisha,
exactly how that is.
So
I
Trisha
saw
heard
it
it
also
right.
laughing.
For people who are thinking I'm making this up, Trisha is witness to this.
Yeah, yeah.
Trisha is witness to this. But Mama has a different identity coming in Australia. I have seen actually a lot of beautiful women coming up to Mama and saying Mama and taking selfies. If I'm wrong, correct me. Am I wrong? Does mine tells it all? Go for it. Oh, yeah, he is.
Yeah, you should be. You should be. Absolutely, Mama. Well deserved. And someone as hardworking as you should be a star. Should be absolutely. And the best part is, anyway, getting back to the match, Mama, we are in a dicey situation. Ideally, 4 wickets down because, as Boryada said, yes, Akashdeep played well last game, but it's not like he's your main batter. So, ideally, 4 wickets down, you have, four batters down rather. Have faith in the all-rounders.
Why not? And India has a lot of quite a big batting depth. Obviously, it's Ravindra,
Yes,
Jadeja,
sir.
but the onus will be on them because they are the most specialized batters. But then you have Ravindra who has done extremely well so far in this test series, and then you have a Washington Sundar. So I definitely feel that India will go on to save the forward. 111 runs. The primary objective will be to save the forward. If India can go on to save the forward and for us go closer to that Australian total, then we can say that this match will be very important. And then that will give that psychological edge also to the Indian team. So the team will be go as close to the total of that Australia.
So that's match wise. But I'll ask one more question to the West Indian but the Australian media, the Australian media cried foul when in the long room of Lords after the Bairstow dismissal, they were booed and people were abusing them. But right now, their country, their people abusing one of the best. I mean, Virat Kohli is the best. Is one of the best in India. Would be a wrong statement. He's one of the best cricketers in the world, and you are abusing them, and the media doing nothing about it.
It's not just Virat Kohli. We were having our chat with Sudhir, who was on our Bangla live broadcast. In fact, they were making racist comments against Sudhir as well. How can they were making some taunts to Sudhir as well. What kind of? And obviously, he did not tell in details, but that is very unfair of Sudhir is somewhere because he was there in our Bangla broadcast.
So I'll tell you, Sudhir's exact words were, it's a warlike situation right now. I'm sitting in a very volatile zone, all covered by the Australian fans, but I'll still be playing my shout. I'll still be waving the Indian tricolor. And what Sudhir says in the end is very important. Say, cricket है यार, cricket की तरह खेलो, ये क्या कर रहे हो?
It is put it in context what Kisha asked. Former Australian captain called. And he said, this is going out of control. I said, yes. He said, 1 year back when Johnny Bairstow happened, the Australian media was giving it back to the English saying, how can this is wrong, you can't abuse, you can't keep abuse, etc., etc., etc. And now the same Australian media is saying it is justified against Kohli. This is a clear case of Australian double standard. But one thing is clear, the other thing is that Sydney can't, targeting us after.
I have thought that this would happen once. The drama seeps out of the stadium, out of the field and into the fans, and it crosses all wrong. You're seeing, even on Twitter
But the
and all.
field is 50,000 out of the 85,000, 50,000 are Indian.
Indians, exactly. But there's going to be that rivalry, like we said, war-like situation on the ground as well. We're seeing multiple people getting into fights, not fights, but fans are getting into verbal fights. Yesterday as well,
This
there
was
was
a Gandhi though.
we can't defend all those things, but it's happening. It's happening is what I'm saying. Yesterday as well, when I was walking out of the stadium, I saw a few fans, Indian fans versus Aussie fans, getting into heated exchanges. So that's something that is happening.
So this is how frustrated are the Aussies that they have won one. Oh, that's why it's happening. Had it been 3-0, it would have been face to face. Yes. Had it been, if you see 5 today morning,
If you see Rishabh Pant and Jadeja here with that trust you is important. By the time you come out for lunch, this will also sort of have taken a couple of degrees more. All India needs to do is give it back on the field.
Exactly.
Keep it back on the field, have a good session of 100 runs, and you will see the ugly Australian roll completely coming out in front of you.
And when Rishabh Pant hits Pat Cummins with those reverse slaps, then I think Constance will forget
By the
everything
way,
that he has did.
by the way, this ugly Australian bully will not work. You come with us, it's okay.
Oriada, do you think there's a question?
Yeah. Boryada, do you think we have a chance to win this test? Are we retain? Boryada, do you think we have a chance of winning this test?
At this point in time, this is a brilliant
Hundred partnership between Panchadeja?
once it's 275 odd at lunch. Look, this is a test match. Take it hour by hour.
Yeah.
Take it 10 overs at a time. Then recalibrate. See a partnership happen. Let India get to the follow-on stage first. Once you see the follow-on, then you calibrate. It's not about what is happening on day 5, I will say from now. Just like you can't say, India's lost. Correct. You can't say anything like that. This is test cricket at its premium best. Okay, your thoughts. But okay, গরমে jacket কেন?
One second. Guys, these are the stadium announcements that are happening in the background.
We can't stop
No
it.
music or anything is being played from our devices. It's the announcement. We
What,
can't do
what,
anything. No, they were just asking what the
no. Hello. These are stadium announcers asking people to queue up and go in. Yes, okay.
So I think SS Rajamouli will win it.
সেটা কি
RRR, Rishabh Ravindra in it. So I think it's down to SS Rajamouli, and I wish him all the best. I
আমার
think,
বল special show for that. আমার বল what you say.
so I think Rajamouli will win it for us today because it's triple RRR, Rishabh, Ravindra, and Reggie. So it's RRR, and I'm not putting my money too much on
এখানে এসো
Washington.
ও দেখে নেবে হ্যালো ও
I'm this is a comedy of errors that is happening in English, Bangla, and Hindi. And if you look at Subhayan and Rohit in Hindi, Subhayan and no, I'll tell you what is happening. A bird sings, Subhayan says, "Let's go live." Right? A bird sings, a ball is ball, Rohit says, "Let's go live." Somebody says, "Papa, live." But that is brilliant. But Subhan and Rohit have been absolutely phenomenal on this tour. Going back to this match, I'm not putting my money too much on Washington, despite of the fantastic innings he played at Gaba last time. India toured Australia for the Border Gavaskar Trophy. You must remember that iconic partnership between Washington and Shardul. But Rishabh Pant, Ravindra, Jadeja, two of your best red ball batters in overseas conditions. Pressure will be on them, onus will be on them, and the bulk of the runs has to come from them.
I just like to add that there's still a lot of
Any team can win from here on, provided if India takes that.
he is to probably see off the first match. What is your opinion? बता खत्म करना क्या हो रहा है आज तुम लोग क्या कर रहे हो कुछ कर रहे हो सुधीर को गाली दे रहा है लोग बोल रहे हैं तुम लोग क्या कर रहे हो भारत आर्मी बन के घंटा कर रहे हो क्या
भाई सुधीर को हम अपने तरफ से सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं इसलिए हम ट्राई कर रहे हैं हम अपने ब्लॉग में बिठा रहे हैं वी वांट टू कवर हिम फ्रॉम ऑल साइड्स नो वन कम्स क्लोज टू हिम
ये होने नहीं देना चाहिए भाई गाली क्यों दे दोगे तू करो जो मर्जी करो बट गाली मत दो
और बूइंग भी अपने सर्टेन एक्सटेंड ही होना चाहिए क्योंकि स्पेस में इसको जब बूम किया गया था तब विराट कोहली खड़ा रहा था उसके साथ तो इसको ये करना चाहिए था और ये दिखाना चाहिए था आई रिस्पेक्ट व्हाट वी डिड फॉर मी इन द पास्ट
तो ये जो ऑस्ट्रेलियन मीडिया का नया नौटंकी चालू हो चुका है कि जब जॉनी बेस्टो आउट हुआ था तब इंग्लैंड फैंस ने जब गाली दे के इनको इनके पीछे पड़ गए थे तो नो इंग्लैंड इज रॉन्ग दीस आर रूट फैंस दीस आर दिस और अभी ऑस्ट्रेलियन फैंस कर रहे हैं तो सब सही है
भाई आप करो तो सब चलता है पर हम करें तो सब दिक्कत है ये ऑस्ट्रेलिया का मीडिया है ओके सबसे पहले आई वाज वेरी डिसअपॉइंटेड क्योंकि कल जो हेडलाइंस बनी थी क्लाउन कोहली लाइक दैट गाय हैज स्कोर्ड 81 सेंचुरी हु इज द लाइक सेकंड century scorer in the history of cricket. Respect that. Yes, it happened. ICC looked after it. Move on. वो बहुत
अरे भाई तुम कौन लेक्चर देने वाले हो सैंड पेपर के सुनने वाले हैं क्या कौन भाई ये बहुत है तुम्हारा अगर क्लोजेट बोल दूं ऑस्ट्रेलिया का ना इतना निकल के आएगा कि भागने का जगह नहीं मिलेगा बट वो छोड़ो, मुझे ये बताओ भारत आर्मी, बिकॉज तुम लोग फैंस के नाते इट इज इम्पोर्टेंट दैट यू टेक केयर ऑफ इंडियन फैंस एंड यू स्टैंड अप फॉर देम।
एग्जैक्टली, और इसलिए हम ट्राई करते हैं कि भाई सुधीर को हमसे जितना हो सके उतना हम सपोर्ट करें। नॉट ओनली सुधीर, पिछली बार 2022 वर्ल्ड कप में सुकुमार भी आए थे,
Yes.
वो भी हमारे साथ रहे थे। और वी ट्राई देम कि भाई उनको जो अब्यूजिव मिलती है बांग्लादेश वगैरह, जहाँ पे उनके स्टोन पेंटिंग भी हुआ है, राइट, वो सभी चीजें ना हो।
बोलना 2018 में जब हम जीतते थे पहले बार,
द सॉन्ग
विराट कोहली और विराट कोहली आप लोग के साथ
डांस
हुआ
किया
था
था।
एकदम
तो हम लोग चला चला चलो सिद्धि में दोबारा करते हैं।
नहीं नहीं, डेफिनेटली होगा, होगा 100% होगा।
वो गेट के सामने वो जो ग्राउंड है वहाँ पे करें।
अरे वो तो डेफिनेटली करना है।
चल,
सिडनी में मिलते हैं।
शुड में, हाँ हाँ, उसके पहले यहाँ भी मिलेंगे। तुम कहाँ सिडनी की बात कर रहे हो? नेक्स्ट 2 दिन भी मिलेंगे।
चलो,
Can we finish it? Okay. 10 more minutes to go for the start of play. All of us need to go into the press box and take our seats. Devashish has to go into the ground to take his photographer's position. And please, 2 more hours. Let's all pray for Rishabh Pant and Ravindra Jadeja. 2 hours of solid batting.
Let's
Don't
pray
give
for
it up.
sunlight.
Pray for sun, pray for good batting conditions, not rain. Rain is predicted post 1 p.m. Let's have a good freelance session and win a session. If India wins this session, match on. If Australia manages to bundle them out for 200, 250, then there is one result in this game, and none of us want it. Ogni, Devashish, Isha, Gargi, Purmishta, Aisha, who made brief appearances. To everyone watching, thank you very much for joining us. And yes, we will make sure that during the lunch show, Gargi is indeed audible. On that note, thank you very much, everyone. না আজকে গার্গিকে সবাই অ্যাটাক করছিল, গার্গি অডিবল ছিল না।